Hey guys, welcome to Tips and Tricks. This is Viren here, and as you can see, this video will be all about networking. So if you are a person who is looking to clear your networking fundamentals, or if you are a person who is on your path to acquiring CCNA, then I guess you are at the right place.
So is this for beginners also? Yes, very much, and that's why I'm starting from the very basics. Well, I have a few ground rules here. Just go through them. Let's go move on to the next slide. So these are the topics that we will be covering. What is computer networking all about? Why do we need networking, and what are the benefits of networking? Okay, it all started with connecting two computers a good 30-40 years ago, or more than that, to share information. And this is how we look at the world. This is what pretty much the world looks like today. All the computers are connected to each other, and that's what we call internet, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So we use the internet to share information, to share videos, to book tickets, and do lots of things, even make phone calls. You have something called as VoIP, voice over IP. Okay, so once again, here are a few examples. Because of networking, we can do business at various locations remotely. You can enroll yourself in colleges and universities which are not in your location, and you can do online learning. You can speak to people, all your friends and relatives while you're on the move. You can work from home. Well, if somebody is looking at this picture, well, this is just for fun. Well, dogs, networking doesn't make dogs learn computers. All right, next slide. So these are the things that I've explained in a little more detail. Because of the networking, we can email our friends, family, we can connect on various social websites, book your travel tickets, download music and movies, etc., etc. If somebody's just looking at this word telepresence, I would say just go ahead and Google it. It's really cool technology, something like video conferencing. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the last one, which is really something, really something. A doctor, because of networking, a doctor at one location can perform a remote surgery. So let's say there's a doctor in UK, and he wants to operate on a person in India. Well, there should be connectivity, to do this kind of operation, and we have specialized equipments. But again, the basic fundamental, if there's no connectivity between the two locations, it would not be possible. So that is the power of networking. All right, so once again, coming back to the big question, what is networking? Well, simply put, networking is sending information from one point to the other efficiently. Well, it sounds so simple, but in reality there are a lot of things that happen in the background. And efficient here means safe, quick, and corruption-free manner. So when we are saying sending information or data from point A to point B, it should be sent in a safe manner. That is, it should not be hacked. It should be sent quickly, and the data should not be corrupted when it reaches B. I've just put a note here. Networking is not only about connecting computers and devices through cables. As you know, there are other technologies like infrared, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. These are also used to connect the computers and devices, so we call that as the wireless networking. All right, I've just used 2 slides for absolute beginners, so as to they understand what exactly is the language of computers. So how do computers understand our inputs and commands? Well, computers just understand the binary system. They just understand the zeros and ones. Just like we have our decimal system from 0 to 9, there is another binary system which just has zeros and ones, and it's a combination of these zeros and ones the computers understand. And these zeros and ones are basically nothing but electrical signals. A 5-volt signal is a 1, and a 0-volt signal is a 0, and a combination of these is the logic for the computers. So let's just say that I press H on the keyboard. What happens is this H is basically a combination of electrical signals, which is something like 10011, and this is sent by the compiler, which is a low-level program. It talks to the computer hardware and gives us back the output H. And you'll know what I'm talking about in the next slide. So let's say when you press A, the computer understands this combination 0100 0001, and you get the output A. But again, if you press 65, it again understands the same combination and gives you 65. For 72 there may be a different combination, but I'm just trying to tell you here that sometimes the computer may understand the same combination but still give you the different output. And what is the reason for that? Well, we have a smart program in the computer, and something called as compiler, which talks to the hardware, and it knows when are you using the number keypad and when you are using the normal keypad, and that's how you get different outputs. I've just tried to explain this in my next slide. So basically, the operating systems that we have on the computer, these are high-level languages speaking compilers or OS. So these can understand our inputs. So when you press H, the OS, which is a high-level language, gives that H to the low-level language residing in a computer, which is a compiler. And this compiler then converts this H into zeros and ones, and these zeros and ones again come back to the compiler with the after the execution is done, and the compiler hands it over to the operating system, and we get the output H. So this is a very basic function as to how it goes. I just wanted to include this for the absolute beginners. Just wanted to let them know it's all zeros and ones in the end. So whatever you see here, it's all zeros and ones. All right, so now you know what is computer networking all about and why do we need networking. And that's about it. So I'm gonna end this video. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any kind of confusion, please go through this video again and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.